So the meeting is live on YouTube, eh? Okay, no, I see. Thank you.
Don't mention it, brother.
Okay, no, President Williams, sit.
But he must go, he must go, he must go. He must go. You can't have COVID in come in my house. I have kids inside here.
I don't know.
On
YouTube. You can you please?
Okay. I'm making it a host now.
Okay.
You'll know how to do with your, what do we call it? Your slideshow, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Now you're the host.
Okay. Yeah. But just stay on. Quickly. You know how to do with your, what do we call it? Your slideshow, yeah?
Wait. Hold on a minute. I need to switch this off. Okay. Okay. Now I had to switch to mute my YouTube because it was live. Anyway, I hope you can. All is good now. You can do screen share. That is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, and we are sharing the screen now. It's good.
All right. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you very much. You've been of utmost help.
Don't mention it, brother. Anytime.
Great.
Also, so I'm gonna leave the meeting, but so we'll do a test if I leave it, if it is still live. So can you go on YouTube and see if I quit the meeting, you're still gonna be live.
Okay, great. Okay, we are still live, Mr. Gungi. Thank you very much.
Shweta is not here. We wanted to have a runner.
That face must begin with your face. So this is how it's looking on YouTube.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
But have you given that link now to the meeting?
Yeah. They're gonna join. So you have to let them into the meeting. Yes, Mr. Gugi. Yeah, it's working perfectly now. Great. Great.
But next, who's supposed to accept the presenter? Is it you or him?
But I think me myself, I have to be in this meeting. So let me log on. Because even like you can't just start like somebody has to introduce or something. Yes.
Yeah, just send the link.
Are we live on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm sharing the link to Facebook. We can only share to one platform at a time. So I think we just share this link to Facebook.
Not on Zoom.
No, it's on Zoom now. Then
But not on YouTube.
it's on YouTube. It's running 12 minutes.
So it can be
Must be
Facebook,
just
YouTube,
people
and
can hear
Facebook.
us. Yeah, so it's Listen,
We had a same case with Silver.
listen.
But then the statement was, yeah, but then he didn't come, you know. You were just outside, and then we were all asking, why did you come to the office? And like, he's supposed to self-isolate, he's not even supposed to be here.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's 11 on my head. But the good thing about this is that the recording will still be there.
Or even if people come, you know.
Yeah, even after the thing is just on YouTube.
No, I just actually have to tell people to call everybody to break.
Oh.
Then I can give them maybe 5 minutes. So yeah. To call the journalists to do it.
But you see, this is a different sort of media in action.
Yeah.
You see? But the good thing is that all of the recording is still being YouTube, even after.
But I mean, it's fun, so you can drain now while you start.
Yeah. And just for your mother to see.
Thank you very much, members of the fourth estate that have joined us with this new normal, which is a virtual press conference from the premises of my residence here in Windhoek. The very purpose that I do not have a mask on is because I am not with anyone around me, so therefore I'm not having a mask, but otherwise I will urge the people of Namibia, our populace, to continue to comply with the rules and regulations of COVID-19 pandemic. Members of the fourth estate, through you, to the citizenry of our country, fellow Democrats, the rank and file of the leadership of the Popular Democratic Movement, the communities outside our country, we are today at yet a trend-setting moment where the PDM is officially launching its bi-monthly newspaper that would be a digital newspaper. Now, political parties are increasingly attempting to communicate to sections of the electorate directly in order to relay targeted messages. Newsletters and newspapers such as this one of the PDM are one of the key communications mode that facilitates this strategy. And research, empirical research, has indicated that this, like many communications using information and communications technology, offer much potential for the sender. It is for this reason that the PDM has established its online newspaper, which will consist mainly of updates on current programs, activities and initiatives from all our regional offices, and more particularly parliamentary debates and motions and private members' bill that will be initiated by us in the National Assembly. What triggered the idea of having a newsletter? During the State of the Nation address, we raised a very important fundamental question to the President of the country over the negotiations, the German genocide debate. And that very important question that we rose to the President, we were the first party that objected to the offer that was made by Germany to Namibia. But none of the traditional media houses covered that story. In fact, the story now globally is a global story saying that the Namibian government has rejected the offer. Yet, the official opposition was the first political party to have rejected that offer. And our mainstream media couldn't take it. And then we said, there are so many debates and many issues that we are raising that never see the light of mainstream media. Therefore, to create an alternative space where we raise our issues in a very candid manner that could also be communicated to our structures, to members of society, so that they know what the PDM leadership and PDM party as a movement in the country is doing. It is for this reason that we have established this online newspaper, which will consist of mainly a number of updates. The PDM wants to bring our members, our followers, the general citizenry, the sympathizers, and the society at large closer in the loop on our whereabouts by interacting with the electorate directly through our online newspaper. As the official opposition party in Namibia since 2014, the PDM has worked tirelessly to make sure that it represents all Namibians in the National Assembly by advocating for their needs and assist them during its all working visits throughout the breadth and the length of our country. During this break from parliamentary sessions, our parliamentarians are currently working in every corner of our country, making sure that we reach out to the communities of our nation and making sure that we also hear the concerns of our people outside there. There is no political movement in this country that has sent its leadership to the breadth and the length of the country to hear the concerns of the people of this country. PDM did that, and we want this newsletter to be able, a newspaper to be able to encapsulate all those views that are being raised by our communities in the downtrodden areas of our countries so that they come to the mainstream politics of our country. This online newspaper will also serve as an open platform for people who wish to advise the party and its leaders on various issues that concerns the society as a whole. We want this newspaper to be a paper that always triggers intellectual debate on various issues that confront our nation. Issues of poverty, how we can push back the frontiers of poverty, issues of water resources in our country, issues of the education system, the collapse of the health system, agricultural modernization and reform. All these issues will be articulated in broader context in this online newspaper. Every Namibian, despite their political affiliation, deserves to be part of the day-to-day conversations on matters that affects our country. The online newspaper will be a bi-monthly. It will be available on all our social media platforms and the party website. Our parliamentarians will have a platform to share their unheard views on various issues that concerns us, all, be it on gender, the economy, the health, youth, poverty, and inequalities, just to mention a few. As the leader of this progressive movement, I will also be penning on issues at leadership levels, as well as voice on new innovations which the party may take from time to time. The plan is to strengthen and reach the society through this online platform without fear of favors. Readers who wish to send letters can do so at our Gmail account, which is pdmalternative@gmail.com. Such correspondence will be considered for the publication. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are part and parcel of this great country. Under Article 21, subsection 1 of our national constitution, it gives us the freedom of choice, freedom to start political parties, freedom to have access to the press and to the media. The PDM has taken a transcending move to be the first political party to have a digital newspaper. And this newspaper would be at the center of the socio-economic issues that affect our society. We are going to continue to enrich the development of our country through making sure that what might not be heard generally in the mainstream media and activities that we are busy with will be heard by society. So take time off, read our first edition. We will have a special edition coverage honoring our legendary co-founder, Dirk Marx, in the next few days. But generally, when there is an issue that affects our populace, we would still have special edition. We will also have a special edition later this month covering the question of landlessness in Namibia and the question of the alternative policy of One Namibia, One Plot and how we want to implement the One Namibia, One Plot. So special editions will also receive special coverage, but generally it will be a bi-monthly newspaper that would articulate those issues that affects the people of our country. The digital, why having a digital feature? Why a digital newsletter as opposed to a print media? Of course, we are very alive to the fact that in tandem with the increase of digital media use and its products, instant coverage of parliamentary debates will be able to receive attention. So we have opted to go digital in conforming with the trends of new digital media coverage that has already taken the world a bus. So this newsletter and newspaper will be able to communicate periodically with the members of our society on issues that affect our society. With these few remarks, I officially, on behalf of the Popular Democratic Movement as its first chief mobilizer and its president, would be able to officially now launch the alternative. Why calling this important newspaper the alternative? We are the party that will bring alternative to this country. We have seen the mushrooming of political parties in this country. Every election, nearly every election, there is a mushrooming of political parties in this country. But the end result of it is that parties that come from the ruling party has ended up going back to the ruling party. And we therefore believe that there is no other movement in this country that can be able to deliver a real meaningful alternative to the swamp of politics. And that alternative is the PDM. Therefore, our newspaper would be called The Alternative, giving the alternative view to the problems facing our people in our country. The document, newsletter, newspaper of PDM is officially launched, and I take this opportunity to urge all our citizenry in our country to be able to read this document and to be able to make a meaningful contribution by writing articles of note to us so that we can be able to encapsulate and include them in this document. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Can you now launch the document? How do I do it? It is now my singular honor to introduce the document to the people of Namibia. The number of vice president of Namibia politics, articulating the economy, how we got here, why Namibia is now a broke republic, and a number of features that are coming. There are a number of citizens that have joined the movement in Bukalo, 200 new members in Kunene that have joined the movement, and other important articles. Contributions that we're making to the community, the plight of the girl child, all these features are part of the features, the role of the youth wing, the relations to our democracy, and most importantly, a very important article that is discussing the censorship of Namibian journalists by our youth league, and a number of other articles that are in this important document. Therefore, find time to read and familiarize yourself. We also put a feature on remembering the memory of the late Dr. Dirk Friedrich Matsch, who was one of our co-founders in the early 70s, and many other articles that are in the newspaper. Thank you very much. Any questions from journalists?
Ask questions. Hello?
Thank you very much. Please familiarize yourself with the newspaper. You'll hear every second week from us. Thank you. They don't have questions. Thank you.